Hi guys. Today we are going to talk about a script that helps us download various stock or index prices automatically onto our machine every day at a set price that you define, right? So that it can be useful for us in the future when we want to do back testing, right? So I understand that you can get data from various sources, but I have a very specific situation where I want to keep the data. I want to build my database, and I want to collect data, right? And some of the cases you don't even get data, for example, a time period of, let's say, 1 second, 5 second, and the various possibilities that TradingView provides, right? So it is very difficult to get real-time data or that kind of split data for the historical prices. So I would like to keep this data with me, and I would like to download it, and for various scripts, not only one single script. Now, one one easy way that TradingView provides is an option to download the chart data, and you can simply go to this option, and you see the export chart data here, and you can basically download the data in one of this particular format, Unix timestamp or ISO timestamp. But the question here is, I mean, for most of the members, and especially for the members who are free, some of the options are here, right? 1 second, 5 second, 15, 30 seconds may not be available. And even 1 minute, 3 minute, and 5 minute data, if you want to download manually, it is going to take you a hell lot of time. And then some of the days you might just forget how to actually download it, which happened with me. I mean, I used to download this data a couple of weeks back on a daily basis, but then I just lost touch, and then I skipped some of the days, and so I just want to make a process, make a script which downloads this data for n number of scripts, and make a Windows task that run this script every single day at, let's say, 5 p.m. when the market is closed, right? So this is my purpose, and I'll show you how to do that. But I'm here taking a special case which is only available to the premium members, where I am downloading 1 second data, because I tell you one more reason. Because if you go, let's say if you go to 14th of January, right, where the last trading session happened, 0345 is the Unix, or I think GST time, when which belongs to our 9:15 start of the markets, right? And if you see that, TradingView most likely provides you data for the last 20,000 ticks, and not beyond that, right? So when you see a 1 day data, or 1 minute or 10 minute or 15 minute chart data, I mean, usually it can go back long time. But when you see 1 second data, within 22,000 ticks, it just consumes, your 1 day data, and it won't go before that. So if I miss downloading even a single day, and I come here next day, I won't have a possibility to download the previous day's data, because TradingView will not have it for me in terms of 1 second format, right? And sometimes 1 second data is extremely important when you want to do back testing on an intraday trades, where, or you say on a scalping trades, it is really, really useful. So I want to keep this data. I don't want to manually download it every single day, because let's say I want to download it for 10, 20 scripts, and it will take a lot of time. And then I don't want to download manually every day, because I do forget some of the days. So how do I solve this? So that's I spent some time, wrote some code. Now, unfortunately, I'm not into teaching, so I won't be explaining the code too much, but I will provide this code as is for you guys to explore and make changes and suit it according to your requirements. But I will do explain some of the major parts, right? It's a simple code once you understand, and once you have little bit worked on Selenium automations and stuff like that. So let's go through it. So this is a function which is a download TV trading view, 1 second data, which I have written. You can change its name. The first part of the function relates to setting up the variables for the driver, for the Chrome driver, right? I need to give a Chrome driver path. You need to have Chrome driver installed in some place, and Chrome driver has to be compatible with your Chrome installation. So once you search for the Chrome driver, you will get to know all of that. But once you have installed Chrome driver, you need to provide this path to the Chrome driver. You need to have these various options provided, and these options are only required when you want to run in a headless mode, which is a mode where you don't actually see the screen and everything happens in the background, right? But right now for demo we will not use it. But when we want to run it as a script on a daily basis through the Windows task scheduler, we will make it headless, because so that it doesn't disturb anyone who is working on the computer at that particular time, right? So you need to provide all these variables. Then this script opens this tradingview.com on its own. Then comes the login part, and it clicks through as we do manually, right? So it is all a step through manual process. The important part here is that I'm reading my password and user ID from a JSON file which I've already returned to my computer. You don't, either you can do the same, or you can just replace this part here with your actual user ID and the actual password, right? So this is what you need to do when you actually run it for yourself, and you can simply write your user ID or password in a string way here with the simple codes. Rest of the part deals with making a login from your account. Second part deals with, let's say I will just show you. Second part deals with clicking onto the chart section, let's say, because this is directly logged in. So okay, here. So second part deals with clicking on the chart section so that the chart section is open, right? This part deals, okay, I think open the chart section is done. Now once the chart section is done, if because I'm downloading 1 second data. Let's say if the by default I had last seen the 5-minute data, so it will default to a 5-minute data, right? So I want to change it to 1 minute data. So this action I have to perform, like I have to click on 1 second data here. So this thing is automatically done by this section. Then code will be changing the token or the script that you want to download, right? So we'll be passing a number of scripts to this function, like Bank Nifty and Nifty. Right now I just demoing these two. So for each of this script, it will be changing this section here, right? It will click on here, it will click on Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, and it will select it like this. And the next section, so once this thing is done, next section will actually move it to desired time, because usually the chart can be at any place and it can be at any particular time. So I would want to make sure that the chart is starting at a particular time, like which is 3:45. 3:45 is our 9:15. Just remember that. So I will make this time change to 3:45 and go through this section. I actually want to make note of one point here, because today is Sunday, the January 17th, and the last trading day happened in 14th. So for the demo purpose, I am additionally putting up a step which actually also changes this date to the 14th. So if you see, by default it would have come 17. So this section changes the date to 14, but you can skip this section if you intend to run it daily, because in that case the default will come to the same date, right? So you won't need to change this date anyway. So this section can be, once you put it as a script for a daily run, it can be skipped, right? So this changes this date and this time. I click on go to, and then it brings to a certain section of the chart, and the rest of the part is dealing with the download this report, right? So then you go ahead, click here, say export chart data, and do all of these things and click on export. The part here is that it can do it for the number of scripts, right? So this is a list that you pass on to this function, right? Here, list of stocks, and you can pass 10, 20, 100, as many as script you want, right? So you can build a real good database of the daily price movements and for the interval that you want. But again, as I said, like if you want to do it for 1 second or second wise data, you will need to have a premium membership. Some of you who want premium membership, just for a less cost, I think I have a way to arrange for it. So you can email me at the mentioned email address, and I'll get in touch with you. That's on a separate note. So we'll try to run this now, right? Let's say, so we want to download these two scripts. One more thing I want to say is that you can also change your download directory here. So it can download to a particular directory, right? So let's run it. So I just clicked it. I'm sitting with my hands down. I'm watching with you guys. It's doing all of this on its own, right? So this is a classic automation script, right? But the way it will help us is that we don't have to worry about it on a daily basis, and it will keep on happening. And after this is done, I will show you the next part where I will put up a task scheduler, exactly how to put a task scheduler to run this Python script. And that's what we are going to see after this. So you see that this download has happened, right? If you see this, it has kind of downloaded one of the file, NSE Bank Nifty, and it's currently doing the other file. And these two files will go to a particular directory that I've shown you how to mention this name, and there are some comments here, right? Or the print statements that you can see the progress. So let's go to that directory. I intend to show you. I have kept this directory name as TV downloader, and here you see it's 220011 and it's 220012. Just now it has downloaded these two files. So it will keep on downloading to this folder. It will show us as extension as bracket 1, bracket 2, bracket 3, but you can have a separate Python program to load this into our database if you want so later on, right? So this is the script. So you've seen the script, you've seen that it runs, it works fine. Now the question is, do we run it manually every day, or we make Windows run this script every single day at a particular time for us, right? And be completely tension free about loading or downloading the data. So what I do is, let's say I download this script as Python file, right? And it comes here in my downloads, test code. Let's keep it TV downloader, TV, oh, sorry. Let's keep it TV download dot CSV, right? Now I need to go open task scheduler. I will probably, I do have a task created already, but I will just want to show you how to do it on a step-by-step basis, right? So you create a new task, name is TV DNLD, TV download. You can put a description if you want, but I don't want to. Keep these settings as is. Remember that I spent like almost 3 hours figuring out when I wanted to put this option as run whether user is logged on or not, but it just doesn't work. I tried multiple times with this option on, and it will never trigger on a desired time for me, right? So it just doesn't work. So I googled it and I figured out people say that okay, you keep it on run only when the user is logged on. So just keep it like this. Go to triggers, add a trigger. Now new. Here you can say run it daily, and starts from, let's say, 17th is 17th January is Monday, so market should be open, and 17 at, and market closes at 3:30 India time, so I will put it as let's put it at 5 o'clock. So recurse every day, put it at 5 o'clock, and keep this option as is. And remember that this has to be enabled, right? Now actions. Now is a part where you want to say which script to run, right? So we'll choose the option start a program. Uh, Now in the program script, you'll have to give that particular python.exe um, of your Windows installation, right? Remember, you can have multiple Pythons installed in multiple environments. So the environment which is able to run this script, should be mentioned here, because let's say this script downloads or imports Selenium, and you have an environment B where the Python is there, but there is no Selenium. So you should not mention the python.exe for that environment. So here I say I have this environment where, um, you know, there is a python.exe, right? So here is the Python I want to choose because I know I work in this environment. So I will say slash python.exe, right? You will say this program name in this one. So our program name is, the program name is TV download. Okay. So TV download.exe. Oh, sorry. TV download.py. And start in, you have to mention because Windows has to find this script, right? So you have to mention this particular folder, and let me just say copy as path and put it here and remove this, right? So it will try to find this script into this folder. So it is easy, right? You have to give the Python script of the environment which can run this script. You have to give the script name, and you have to give the where to look for this script. Now close it. Conditions, I don't worry too much about it. I just remove all of these conditions mostly. Settings, I just don't give too much on that, right? So let's see that. What was the name of the task? Okay, TV DNLD. Okay, so this task is created. You have to always see this task in the initial time into this TV library, task scheduler library. So you see this TV download, and let's say we'll try to run it now. So this is scheduled from 17 January 5 p.m. But let's try to see that if it works, right? So we change the trigger to just now. It is 17 January 0018, and we'll change the time to 0020, right? Or let's keep it 20, right? For sake of simplicity and time. All right, so okay, and let's wait for it, whether it triggers. This is wrong. 1720. Why did I mention this? So it has to be on 0020. So it is 18. Still no problem. Okay. So guys, I hope this works. I have tested it before starting this video, or before starting recording this video. But for some reason, if it doesn't, then believe me, you'll have to do some digging into why it doesn't work for your computer, right? So it could be a Windows 11 you're at the latest, or it could be a Windows earlier version, or you could be on a Windows server running this. There could be a lot of issues with the task scheduler as such, but you'll have to fine tune these parameters which works for you, I guess. It's basically some of the trial and error, right? So I still don't know why this option was there if they didn't mean it, right? So any user can, wherever any user is logged on, this script should be able to run, but it doesn't work. Let's see, it works. Yes, it didn't, right? Yes, it didn't. It gave some error code here. So basically, the steps are same. You'll need to dig through it, but let me just see if my previous my previous thing did work or not. So this is the one I previously created and tested, and it worked. And let me change this time. So I can show you these are the some options that I have used, right? Same thing, but different script name. So let's try to put a trigger onto this one. So it is 16 to 17 and 0022. Let's see. Or let me even close this one for now. So guys, again, I'm still not in a teaching mode, so I usually I spend almost close to 5 to 6 hours decoding various HTML elements. Testing every time it gets stuck into something, but then you'll have to move forward with previous up to when the previous part was done. So it is really time consuming if you really want to do it on your own. But this is how it is, right? So when you scrap, you need to kind of look for various elements, how they fit into your code, and whether they work or not. So it triggered, right? So at 22, it triggered the script, and believe me, I actually have put it in a headless mode so you don't see it. But I have printed some of the statements during the program so that you can see, right? So this good part, you can uncomment the headless code and it will run without showing you the Chrome window, and your job will be done. So if you see, the same thing is happening but in a headless mode, and it's downloading that stuff. So one part is downloaded. I have given two, so it will go again. Token change. Date time set and download, and then quit the program. Okay, so we can go and check. It's 10:00:23, and if you see this part, you see 00:22, right? So it's almost done now. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to share this script with you. You'll have to work through your own way to modify it as per your need, but I hope it will give a pretty good start. You won't have to spend as much time as I did, and you can also learn from it and customize it to various other needs within the trading view. If you need any help out of this script or any other task that you want to do for scrapping or automation, do connect with me at my provided email address, and I will connect back with you. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe. I just started some weeks back and definitely need people to share the good stuff. Thank you. Bye bye.